Be me, Michelle, 32, sitting on my couch on a Saturday morning with cold coffee and my phone, scrolling through Hinge. For the third time this week, I have 12 matches. 12. And not one of them makes me want to respond. There's Brad, 5 feet 9 inches, software engineer, actually wrote a thoughtful message about my travel photo from Portugal. The architecture in Sintra is incredible. Did you make it to the Pena Palace? Sweet. Genuine. Too short. I don't respond. Tyler, 6 feet 1 inch, sales guy, gym selfies. Hey beautiful, I stare at it for a full minute, considering whether to respond just to tell him that women deserve better openers. I don't delete. 47 unopened messages. I should feel wanted. Instead, I feel exhausted. I scroll back through my profile one more time. My photos are good, professional but approachable. I think travel shots, one from that work conference where I looked sharp. My bio lists what I'm looking for, what I won't tolerate, what I bring to the table. It reads like a LinkedIn summary, but that's what you're supposed to do, right? Show you have standards. I think about my friends who are married, the few I have left who aren't divorced or bitter. None of them met their husbands on apps. They met at parties, through friends, at work. I remember Jennifer, who met her husband at a wedding 5 years ago. She was dancing, laughing at something her cousin said. He just walked up and asked her name. When did I last look that approachable? My apartment looks good. At least I worked hard for this place. 1 bedroom in a decent neighborhood, bookshelves full of novels and feminist theory, framed marketing degree from a good state school, plants I managed to keep alive. I make $95,000 as a marketing manager at a tech startup. I own my furniture. I have my shit together. So why has it been 3 years since a real relationship? My ex, David, we dated when I was 28 to 30. He was 5 feet 11 inches, made less than me, which I didn't care about until I did. I pushed for commitment after a year. He kept saying, not ready. After 2 years, I ended it, feeling like I'd wasted my prime years on someone who couldn't step up. Since then, 68 first dates, I keep count. Maybe 10 second dates. 3 situations that lasted 2 or 3 months before the guy either ghosted or gave me the "I don't think we're compatible" speech. I tell myself I just have high standards. I know my worth. My phone buzzes. Jessica, brunch in 30? Thank God. The usual spot downtown is packed, but we have our regular table. Jessica's already there with Amanda and Kira. These are my people. We do this every other Saturday. Have for years. Jessica's scrolling through her ex-husband's Instagram. Look at this. Look, she's 27. She works at Lululemon. This is who he left me for. Amanda's showing us screenshots. He still won't define the relationship. 6 weeks, you guys. 6 weeks, and he can't say we're exclusive. Kira stirs her drink aggressively. 4 years with Brandon. 4 years and still no ring. His cousin got engaged after 8 months. I wait for my turn. I'm just so tired of the apps. Every guy is either boring or intimidated or just wants something casual. I'm doing everything right. I have my career. I own my place. I'm educated. I know what I want. Why is it so freaking hard to find a man who can match my energy? Men are intimidated by successful women, Jessica says immediately. It's a fact. The good ones are all taken by 25, Amanda adds. We're shopping in the clearance section. You're threatening to fragile male egos, Kira nods. Don't lower your standards. If anything, raise them. This is why I love them. They get it. Jessica's cutting her pancakes. Actually, you know who might help? My cousin Diane went to this therapist for relationship stuff, Dr. Mark something. She said he was brutally honest, didn't bullshit her, helped her figure out what she was doing wrong. What was she doing wrong? I ask. Picking emotionally unavailable men? He called her out on it. I pull out my phone and search therapists in our area. Find him. Dr. Mark Lawson specializes in relationship dynamics and communication patterns. Has a Tuesday afternoon slot open. I book it right there. In my head, I'm already picturing the session. He'll listen to my dating history, nod sympathetically, Confirm that modern men are trash and I'm doing everything right. Maybe give me some validation that it's not me. It's the pool. Dr. Mark Lawson's office is in one of those professional buildings downtown with generic abstract art and neutral carpet. I show up 10 minutes early on Tuesday, rehearsing what I'll say in the waiting room. When he calls me in, I'm surprised. He's not what I expected. Mid-40s, wedding ring, calm energy. Not some ultra-progressive type who will validate everything. Not some traditionalist boomer I can dismiss. Just normal. I sit in the chair across from his desk and start talking. For 20 minutes straight, I vent. My career accomplishments. My standards, 6 feet or taller, makes at least what I make, emotionally intelligent, ambitious, politically aligned, fit, texts like an adult, how men ghost or breadcrumb or can't commit. How exhausting the apps are. How my ex wasted 2 years of my life. How I'm 32 and technically aware of the biological clock ticking, but that's society's problem, not mine. He listens, doesn't interrupt, takes maybe 3 notes total, nods occasionally. When I finally stop, there's silence. Then he leans forward slightly. Michelle, I'm going to ask some questions. I need you to be honest with yourself, not give me the answers you think sound right, okay? I nod, feeling slightly patronized but curious. What do you offer the men you're pursuing? I blink. What do you mean? You listed what you want from them. I'm asking what you bring to a relationship. I start listing. I'm successful, intelligent, independent, well-read, good conversationalist, cultured, I travel. Those are accomplishments. He interrupts gently. What does dating you feel like for a man? What do you offer emotionally, relationally? I don't have an answer ready. I say something vague about being loyal and supportive. Do you meet the standards you set for them? What do you mean? You want a man who's 6 feet or taller, fit, ambitious, makes good money. Are you in shape? Are you ambitious beyond your career metrics? Do you make the income you're demanding? My face gets hot. That's different. Men are visual creatures. Women care about... I'm not making a judgment, he says. I'm asking if you're aware of the double standard. Silence. More questions follow, each one landing like a small punch. How do you actually behave on first dates? When's the last time you made a man feel desired rather than evaluated? What's your body language like when men approach you? How many men have you screened out before even meeting them? I answer each one defensively, wrapping everything in theory. Society conditions men to... Women have to protect themselves from... The patriarchy teaches us that. He doesn't argue, just listens. Finally, here's homework for next session. Observe how single women who successfully attract the men they want actually behave. Not what they say, what they do. Pay attention to warmth, openness, curiosity, playfulness. We'll discuss what you notice. I leave feeling weird, not validated, not attacked either, just seen in a way that makes me uncomfortable. I sit in my car in the parking garage for 5 full minutes before turning the key. Part of me wants to not come back. Part of me knows he touched something true and I can't unknow it now. Thursday morning, Jessica, Amanda, Kira and I land in Cabo. Dreams Resort, all-inclusive, 5 days of sun and margaritas and, hopefully, meeting some quality men. We check in, take the obligatory hot girl vacation photos by the main pool, make dinner reservations for tonight. The vibe is immediately us. Rating the guys walking by, 7 at best, commenting on other women's outfits, she should not be wearing that bikini, discussing our standards loud enough that nearby guests can definitely hear. The main pool has a swim-up bar. The bartender is this guy, Jorge, late 20s, Mexican, fit, genuinely friendly. He's working the whole pool area, remembering everyone's drink orders, joking with guests, making people smile. With most tables he's warm, bantering, asking where they're from, making recommendations. With our table, he's polite, efficient, brings drinks and leaves. I don't think much of it yet. Friday, full pool day. I notice a woman, late 30s maybe, heavier than me, wearing a one-piece, no makeup, hair in a simple bun. Her name's Beth, I overhear later. She's solo, reading a book on a lounger. Over the course of 4 hours, 2 different attractive guys approach her. She's not doing anything special. She's just there, reading, looking relaxed. When the guys talk to her, she puts the book down, smiles, asks them questions, laughs. Not flirty necessarily, just warm, present. Meanwhile, our group, 4 loungers in a tight cluster, sunglasses on, talking only to each other. Amanda's loudly discussing her roster of situationships. Kira's complaining about Brandon texting her. Jessica's rating every man who walks past. I feel the energy we're putting out. Like a wall. A don't even try force field. That night at the resort club, a guy approaches me at the bar. Ryan, tall, maybe 6 feet, fit, friendly smile. Opens with something about the DJ's song choice. I immediately go into interview mode. What do you do? Consultant, based in San Diego. How tall are you? He laughs, confused. 6 feet? You're here with guys? Bachelor party? No, just friend's trip. I mention I make $95,000, so I'm not impressed by just any job. When he mentions playing basketball with his buddies. Earlier I make a comment about toxic masculinity in sports culture. He answers everything patiently, tries to ask me questions. I give short answers and pivot back to screening him. 10 minutes in, he politely excuses himself. Nice meeting you, Michelle. My friends swoop in immediately. He couldn't handle you. You intimidated him. Probably makes less than you anyway. But I watched his face. He wasn't intimidated, he was bored, and turned off. I saw the exact moment he decided I wasn't worth the effort. Saturday beach day. Beth, the solo traveler from the pool, is in the water with one of the guys from yesterday. They're splashing around, laughing, looking like a Corona commercial. She's not playing hard to get or testing him, just enjoying herself. At the beach bar, I watch another interaction. A woman, probably 35, not conventionally gorgeous, talking to a guy who just sat next to her. She's leaning in, touching his arm lightly when she laughs, asking questions about his stories, actually listening to the answers. He looks increasingly captivated. She's doing everything naturally that I do strategically, except it's not strategic for her. It's just how she is. That night at dinner, the table next to us is a group of women our age, but their energy is completely different. They're laughing loudly, taking goofy photos, joking with the waiters. 2 guys from across the restaurant come over to introduce themselves. The interaction is easy, natural, fun. Our table. Analyzing the menu, Jessica complaining about her ex, Amanda on her phone, texting her situationship, Kira calculating if the resort is worth what we paid, Jorge brings our drinks, warm and chatty with the adjacent table, asks where they're from, recommends a local spot. With us. Sets drinks down. Anything else? Efficient smile. Gone. He's heard every word we've said for 3 days. Sunday. I sit alone by the pool for an hour, while the girls are at the spa. I watch Jorge work. Really watch. He comes by with a fresh towel for the woman at the next lounger. An older lady. Maybe 60. Reading a paperback. How's the book, senora? He asks, genuine warmth in his voice. She lights up. Oh, it's wonderful. Murder mystery set in Barcelona. Have you been? They chat for 3 minutes about Spain, about travel, about the best paella. She asks about his family. He asks if she needs anything else. The interaction is easy, human. Then he turns to me. Another water, miss? Sure, I say, not looking up from my phone. He brings it, sets it down, leaves, no warmth, no chat, just service. I realize I never asked him a single question in 3 days, never smiled at him, never treated him like a person, just staff. The woman next to me is tipping him extra, writing something on her resort pad, Probably a compliment for management. I'm the entitled guest he'll complain about later. With warm, friendly guests, he banters, remembers details, jokes around. His whole face lights up. With cold or entitled guests, polite, professional, minimal. I realize which category I've been in my entire adult life. The homework from Dr. Mark echoes. Observe how single women who successfully attract men actually behave. Beth walks by in a sundress, meeting the guy from yesterday for dinner. She waves at me, genuinely friendly. How's your trip? Good. I manage. Yours? Amazing. This place is magic. She's radiant. I watch her walk away. She's not hotter than me, not more successful, not younger, but she's getting what I want. And for the first time, I understand exactly why. Thursday afternoon, 1 week after a cabo. I walk into Dr. Mark's office with my defenses up. Before I even sit down, I want to talk about the homework I did it, and honestly, it proved my point. Tell me what you observed. I describe cabo my way. No quality men approached me or my friends. We're educated, successful women, and we got ignored, while women who frankly have less going on got all the attention. It's exactly what I've been saying. Men are intimidated by accomplished women. Dr. Mark lets me finish. What did you do to be approachable? We were at the pool, at the clubs. We looked good? How did you behave when a man did approach? I describe Ryan frame it as me having standards, him failing to meet them. Michelle, I want to try something. I'm going to describe what that man experienced when he approached you. Tell me if I'm wrong. I crossed my arms. Fine. He walked up, nervous but trying to be friendly. You immediately interrogated him. Job, location, height. You mentioned your salary unprompted, signaling he needs to meet or exceed it. You brought up toxic masculinity in casual conversation about basketball. Your body language was closed. Your tone was evaluative, not curious. He left politely because he felt like he was in a job interview he didn't apply for. He wasn't intimidated. He was turned off. The room goes quiet. My face burns. You weren't there. You're right, but I've had this exact conversation with hundreds of women. I know the pattern. He leans forward. The women you saw succeeding, what were they doing differently? I don't want to answer. Finally, they were friendlier. What else? They seemed happy to talk to men. Not suspicious. And physically, compared to you? My jaw tightens. Some were heavier than me. So it's not about looks. Silence. Michelle, you present as hostile. Your entire energy says, try me and I'll destroy you. You approach men like adversaries. You want masculine men, providers, leaders, confident types. But you mock and test those exact traits. You want to be pursued, but you're a wall. And you've surrounded yourself with women who tell you the problem is everyone else. I stand up. This is exactly the sexist bullshit I expected from a male therapist. He doesn't react, just watches me. I'm telling you what men experience. You asked why they don't approach. I'm answering. You can call it sexist, or you can sit with why this makes you so angry. I leave, slam the door, call Jessica immediately. He's a fucking asshole. Report him, she says, seriously. But I don't. Something stops me. Saturday morning, my usual coffee shop. Laptop open, not working. Still angry about Thursday. A woman walks in. Maybe 33, heavier than me, size 14 probably. Jeans and a sweater, ponytail, minimal makeup. Orders a latte, sits 2 tables away with a worn backpack that has a community college sticker. 10 minutes later, a guy walks in. Tall, attractive, mid-30s, dressed like he just came from the gym, gets his drink, scans the room. I watch him notice her, and something in me immediately roots against it. She's a size 14, minimal effort. He's clearly out of her league. I expect him to walk past her, approach someone else, maybe even me. Instead, he walks straight to her table. Excuse me, is this seat taken? She looks up, smiles immediately. Warm, genuine. All yours. He sits. I'm terrible at this, but I noticed you when I walked in and thought I'd regret not saying hi. I'm Connor. She laughs, not mocking him. That's brave. I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you, Connor. I watch the entire thing unfold, and my mind is narrating what she's doing wrong by my standards. She's not mentioning her job, just listening to him talk about his work in project management, asking follow-up questions like she's actually interested. She laughs at a dad joke he makes. Genuine laughter, not the polite kind. Has no self-respect, I think. She touches his arm when she laughs. Desperate. When he asks what she does, she says, I work in admin at a clinic, like it's no big deal, then immediately pivots back to asking him about his hobbies. She's not even trying to impress him with accomplishments. He mentions he runs on weekends. She says, I've been wanting to start running, but I'm terrible at it, and laughs at herself. No scarcity mindset whatsoever. 25 minutes in, he's completely captivated, leaning forward, smiling constantly, ignoring his coffee. When he asks, Are you free Sunday? I know this great breakfast spot. She doesn't hesitate. Yeah, I'd love that. No playing hard to get no scarcity mindset. Just yes. They exchange numbers. He leaves reluctantly, looking back at her as he walks out. Lisa sits there smiling at her phone for a moment. Then the gut punch hits me. He asked for her number with actual eagerness. Lisa got exactly what I want, an attractive man, genuinely interested, making plans to see her again. I catch my reflection in the coffee shop window, arms crossed, scowling, alone with my laptop. Every single thing I've been taught is wrong. Every single thing she did wrong worked. Tuesday afternoon, final session. I walk in different. Quieter, Dr. Mark. How have you been? Long pause. I saw what you meant. Tell me. I describe the coffee shop. No defensive framing this time, just facts. She wasn't prettier, probably makes less money, but she got exactly what I want. And all she did was be nice. How did that feel? Like shit. Silence. I don't know how to be that person, I admit. It's not who I am. Who are you? I'm smart, accomplished. I don't giggle or... Did she seem dumb? No. Was she pretending? No, she just seemed comfortable. So what's stopping you? My voice cracks. If I soften, men will take advantage. I've seen it. My friends... He interrupts gently. Are your friends in happy relationships? I freeze. Jessica's divorced and bitter. Amanda's in perpetual situationships. Kira's been waiting for a ring for 4 years. You're taking advice from women who don't have what you want. That lands like a truck, more conversation. I admit I'm scared. That being warm means being weak. That vulnerability means getting hurt, like with David. That my entire identity is built on being strong and independent, and my friends validate that. Feminism was supposed to give you choices, he says. You've turned it into a cage. You can have standards and be pleasant. You can be successful and feminine. You can want partnership and offer partnership. But right now, you're bringing a resume to a chemistry audition. I ask quietly, is it too late? I'm 32. It's not about age, it's about willingness. You have to choose. Keep the victim narrative and stay single, or accept accountability and try something different. What if I try and it doesn't work? Then at least you'll know. But Michelle, you haven't actually tried. You've been defending your approach, not examining it. Session ends. I thank him quietly. That evening, my apartment. I sit on the couch. Open Hinge. Profile. 6 feet plus only. Financially stable. Emotionally intelligent. Feminist. If you can't handle a strong woman, swipe left. 47 unopened messages, all perfectly decent. All ignored. I look at the guys I did respond to. Read my messages. Interrogative, challenging, testing. My finger hovers over edit profile. I don't change anything. Not yet, but I sit there in the quiet of my apartment, phone glowing in my hands, finally seeing what Dr. Marx sees, what men see. What I've been doing to myself? You're bringing a resume to a chemistry audition. I set the phone down, stare at my bookshelf, all those feminist theory books, that framed degree, the life I built that looks perfect from the outside. But it makes me even more mad. Because why should I change myself for anyone?